Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Mumbles. Today, we're doing a game review. Oh yeah! And today, we will be reviewing Bridge Constructor for the PlayStation 4. Now, what the heck is this game, Mumbles? Is it really just constructing bridges? Yes, it really is just constructing bridges. The whole entire point and goal of this game is to get your vehicles from point A to point B. So, some levels will give you instructions like, build a bridge from A to B and make sure that your vehicles get across it safely. Maybe they will do something fancy like make you jump something with bridges or build a bridge jump. There's different kinds of things with different kinds of levels, and it all makes for a very interesting game. So cost-wise, for the PlayStation 4, this game costs $9.99. Now this price varies on other platforms as this game is on many different platforms, but for the PlayStation 4, which is what I'm reviewing it on, it costs $9.99 in the PlayStation Store. Now for this $9.99, you get over 60 levels, which depending on how long it takes you to figure out how to build a bridge or how long it takes you to figure out how to build that jump, can deliver you simply hours upon hours of fun building bridges. Now let's talk about the graphics and the soundtrack and the controls. For the PlayStation 4, this game has very good graphics. It's not really any worse than any other version of the game. It's not really any better than any other version of the game. It's just nice graphics all the way around. Does it have those super duper 3D graphics? The latest and greatest graphics? No. But it's a bridge builder game. You don't need great graphics for a bridge builder game. Now soundtrack wise, this game has a nice little soundtrack. It's nothing spectacular. It's nothing that's going to blow you away. In fact, maybe you want to listen to your own music while you play this game. The soundtrack is a nice little just one of those tinkering type soundtracks that games give you when they know you're going to have to think. So it's nothing to distract you from the game, but it is nice little, I would call it almost elevator music in the game. Does this make for a great soundtrack? It depends on what your thoughts are on that. But in my opinion, the soundtrack for this game fits the game perfectly. Now let's talk about the controls. Just like other versions of the game, the controls in this game for the PlayStation 4 work stupendous. There is a grid that you can put down that helps you, line up exactly where you want things, or you can freestyle this game and put things in as you want. But either way, both work great. The controller stick moves the little cursor where you want it to move, and everything just works perfectly. Now gameplay-wise for this game. It really is as simple as I made it out to be in the intro. You want to build a bridge from point A to point B, or you want to build a jump from point A to point B, or you want to build something from point A to point B. I'm not going to go and keep harping on that point. That is what this game is. But there are different aspects to this game. First off, as you go to build a bridge, you can't just build a bridge. Ooh, I'm just going to make a bridge with infinite money. Maybe some levels might give you infinite money, but for the most part, you have to work within the budget that they give you. So it kind of makes you stress a little bit as to, okay, how am I going to do that? I have $1,000. How am I going to make a jump that makes it all the way across there with $1,000? I can't go over that budget. So it makes you think and use your brain. It's not just as simple as, let me build this bridge all the way across. No, maybe you have to put a jump in the bridge because you just don't have the money for that extra plank right there. So that adds a nice aspect to the game. Another aspect added to the game is the different kinds of materials. Sometimes you'll be able to use things such as stone or steel or things like that. Sometimes you have to use wood. There is suspension cables so that you can keep things together. There's all different kinds of materials as you build up and go through this game that you're allowed to use, each with their own different pricing costs, and sometimes there's even constraints put on. You can only use so many of this plank or so many of that plank or so many of this or so much of that. So there is a lot of constraints put on in this game, but there is also different materials which allows you to make all different kinds of things. The greatest thing about this game is that you can watch one person play this game, and they'll build a bridge. And then you can watch another person build this or play this game, and they'll build on the same level a different kind of bridge to get the goal done. There is no set certain way to build things in this game, which I love. It allows a lot of creativity. It allows you to use your brain. This is a game that would be great for kids who love things such as construction and things like that, because it lets them use their brain and see these crazy things come to fruition. And it's just a very cool game in that respect. Now, con-wise in this game, there's not a whole lot. First off, replayability is not great in this game, unless you want to go back and rebuild bridges. So maybe you learned a new technique that worked in one level and you're like, I can do that level back on level 10 that I couldn't figure out how to do, I can do it now. Besides that, the replayability for this game really isn't that high. Finally, it is rather repetitive. You're just building bridges from point A to point B. This game isn't gonna, switch up halfway through and say, oh, now you're Sonic the Hedgehog. Run to goal 8. No, that's not gonna happen. It is exactly what it says it is. It is a bridge builder game. Finally, one final thing that I do want to add is this game on each platform is basically the same. So if you own this game on Steam, the PlayStation 4 version isn't really any different from that version. So be aware of that. Do not buy this game expecting, oh, the PlayStation 4 version is going to be like, have different levels and stuff. No, it's all got the same things, so be aware of that. So really all that's left to ask is, what does Bridge Constructor get on our Mumbles review? Again, a $9.99 game on the PlayStation Store. It is great for kids and it stimulates the mind. So this kind of left me in a predicament because it's not a AAA rated game, but it is a fun little game. So today Bridge Constructor is going to get a 7 out of 10. I like these games that you can build on things and do things and make your own creations. I love these kind of games. It's a solid game. It's not a AAA title, but it's a fun game. And for a price that is reasonable, and it will give you hours and hours of fun just being able to, have that accomplishment of being able to do something. So yeah, guys, this has been another episode of Mumbles. I want to thank y'all so much for joining me. Please smack that subscribe button, smack the like button, smack all those buttons. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.